Hello there, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How's it going? That song is The Attic from Adam's Family of the SNES, the second Adam's Family, I think. I'm always not sure which one came first, but I think this is the second one. Hookly's scavenger hunt. I did play that game on emulator. It was relatively fun and relatively hard. Maybe a little bit too hard. Hello there. So, I hope I'm not losing frames. You gotta tell me if I'm losing frames. Because this is an earlier stream, and for some reason, when you stream earlier, there's this thing that OBS doesn't. I think it's probably Chilean internet. It's my guess. It's like so bad. But anyways, we're gonna go with this stuff. So I'll put ad hoc music. Alright, so today there is something different. We completed the challenge. So I'm gonna show some art. Okay. This is Ragnarok music. Because we're gonna show Ragnarok today. So we start with this piece. This is not a piece, of course. This is just a sprite. So first of all, I played Ragnarok. Ragnarok Online is an MMO that I played most of my life. More than half of my life, I think. And it's kind of known, actually, for having a fair amount of fan art. My fan art is simple. It's pretty much just characters by doing no. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show some of the original sprites of the game and some of my art. Okay. Not all of them are digital, I gotta say, but. So this is a Kafra. What the fuck is a Kafra? A Kafra is kind of an assistant. It's an NPC of the game. And yeah, they're just on towns all over the place. Can't I go to the right, please? Okay, there you go. So this is my fan art. This is just pencil. It's the same image. Like this is an original image from Ragnarok, by the way. Like, I think like original art design or concept art if you want. This is not original mine. There's gonna be a bunch of that. Actually, not a whole lot of that. No. But yeah, this is just Kafra Jasmine. It's one of the NPCs. And this is one of my first pencil works, pretty much. Like, serious? No, it's not the first thing I draw, of course. Like, what the fuck. But, like, one of the first serious ones I did many years ago. So this is something kind of random. This is full pixel art, so what we have here is on the left there is enemies on the game. So that's like the quintessential enemy of Ragnarok Online. Is the pouring, which is basically just a slime. And then there's like several versions of that. You have several enemies that are like pouring likes. And so there's the angling, and then the deviling, etc. And at some point, I decided to make some of my own, which is just like palette changes and some stuff. So the first one is the boring. That's how it's called, and it's a massive pouring that has that face. It's nothing more than that. It's just kind of a joke that we had with a friend, like how an enemy called boring would look like. And it's like, it's supposed to be very slow, very like strong but super slow, doesn't like to move and all that shit. Then there's the gutting, which is like like a more powerful version of the angling. It's like god version. And then there's the Helling, which is the last one on the right, which is a more powerful version of the Deviling. And yeah, so the ones on the right are quote-unquote original by me, but I did a lot of that, like just modifying the sprite and taking colors from other monsters on Ragnarok. And this is, I think, the last pixel work. So there's this character in Ragnarok which is called the Monk. You have classes. So your first class, you can choose a whole lot of jobs. And then like, so you can choose Acolyte, for example. And then you go to either Monk or Priest. If you decide to go for Monk, then you can go for Champion, which is kind of the evolution. And then what do you get after that? Well, at that point, nothing existed. So I remember just making this one. I was practicing like pixel art and stuff. It's kind of a different skin. It's not really like an actual evolution because it's very similar. But I still like it. I think it's kind of cool. And now, next one, let's see. Okay, so Novice. The Novice is the quintessential, probably gonna say that a lot, class. Is the basic class of Ragnarok. Thank you for the follow, Gahin. And the thing about, yeah, everything starts on Novice, okay? That's kind of the point. And then you choose something else. And so this is the basic sprite of the game. And this is a Novice I did. Sadly, I couldn't digitalize this one. I could take a picture, but I didn't have that much time. So I can show it here, I guess. I guess I can even go for a bigger camera. Let's go for this one. Double camera, why not? So this is one I did long ago too. This is fully quote-unquote original. Of course, the concept is not original, because it's a character from Ragnarok. But I did, like, everything else, you know, like the pose and everything. This is not copied from a picture, that's what I'm trying to say. It's just based on a sprite. And she's killing a pouring. She just killed a pouring. That's a pouring that is dead. Don't worry. Just the first drawings will be shown like this. I have digital versions of the other ones. It'll be better later. I think all the first jobs I have it like this. Yes. So this one, this is the merchant. Okay. So where do I have the merchant? Here's the merchant. That's the merchant, another first class. Yo, how you doing? How you doing, Buster? And this is my take on the merchant. There you go. So axes are like the basic weapon of merchants. And yeah, it's just a basic design. I think the body is a little bit weird. Also, I did this once. They don't have mouths. That's on purpose because they kind of want to emulate the design on Ragnarok, where you only see eyes and all that. Like, that's on purpose. Okay? I know it's kind of weird. A lot of people get weirded out by that, but it's just my take on it. The next one is the Acolyte. So this is the one that later gets turned into a monk or a priest. And he's my Acolyte. And Acolytes can either use like staffs or maces. Yeah, this one has a mace. It's like naive looking and all that, but it also kind of has a mace. It has a little bit of a menacing aura to it. In a way. And I think we have one more. Yeah, the swordman. Okay. So let me go back for the swordman. Here it is. The swordman is like usually the basic class that a lot of people go for when they start Ragnarok. And here's my swordman. I also, like, I call this sword lady. Like, the job is called swordman, but like, whatever. That's my swordman or sword lady. And this one I actually digitalized long ago, and I did some stuff with it. So here it is. So what I did here is I digitalized it long ago and I colorized it a little bit. So this is what's done on Paint, because that was the only software I knew. So only using brushes of Paint, like MS Paint. And yeah, it has a little bit of pixel art here and there, but it's mostly brushes, I'll say. And yeah, I think it's like, it's fine. I like it. So then we have the Stalker. So the Stalker is an advanced class. The Stalker is like a very advanced form of Thief that then goes into Rogue and then into Stalker. And my take on the Stalker was this. I probably have like around here too, somewhere. This is the digitalized, like, high contrast version. I go a lot for those versions once I digitalize. This is the original. Because this helps me cleaning the white out of the picture and all that. Back in the day, remember, I used to do it on Paint because I'm a dummy. And so later that helped me doing the color. So there it is. And here's the color version, because she has a color version. So it's that and that. Yeah, it was a pain. It was definitely a pain. Yeah, I really like this one. The perspective isn't that great, but I think it's fine. You know, like, I like it. I think I did a great job with the legs, honestly. Yeah. No, I like the color in general. The color of Stalkers is like great in general. So then we have a Whitesmith, advanced version of Blacksmith, which is what you turn after Merchant. And that's the final take. The draw version, let's see, where do I have this? Let me increase the massive zoom. There you go. Yeah, my camera is reversed, but hey. Does the draw. And then the color. Yeah, this is probably one of my best. Like, the legs are a little bit short compared to the rest of the body. But I guess you can just call that, like, she just has short legs. There's nothing wrong about that, you know? Short legs are cool. But yeah, I kind of noticed that, like, way later. Like, the belly is a little bit too long compared to the legs, I guess, but who cares? There's all kind of buddies. And the axe is kind of cool. That's an actual weapon from the game. Which is, like, very powerful, by the way. So next is the Creator. If you've seen some of my stream, you're familiar with this one. Creator is the other side, the other branch of the merchant job, which is after Alchemist. And so, I don't know if I had... Yeah, I have it, okay. So this is my take on the creator. Just for you to believe me, it's right here. There you go. And she also has some items, some in-game items, like the elemental sword, which is my favorite weapon for creator. And she also has Orlean gloves, which are some accessories. And this is the color version. So a lot of things going on. The hat is also from the game. Magistrate hat, just a random hat that I liked. The Elemental Sword based on the design, on the artwork design, original artwork of the game. And the Orlan gloves, of course. Because why not? And yeah, she's throwing both a Molotov and an acid bottle, which is what you throw when you are a creator. You throw both at the same time. That's kind of the... Because when you are an alchemist, you can throw both separate. But once creator, you can throw both at the same time. And it almost looks like she's burning her hair. I mean, the hat. That's just how it turned out. I couldn't do a whole lot to repair that. So we just have to imagine that the thing she's throwing is like a lot behind her. Kind of an awkward position, I guess. I don't know. It's fireproof, yeah. Actually, that actually makes sense, because there's a skill that is called like chemical protection equipment. So you put like a protective aura, chemical induce or whatever in your equipment. So we can say she has that. And that actually, on the game, prevents the equipment from being broken, for example. And all that. I like the design of creator in general. It is a little bit exhibitionist, like a lot of things on Ragnarok. Yes. I'm not gonna discuss that. But I do like the thing that they have on the shoulders. Which they actually, it's like teeth. And it's like alive, you know? Like it's like a mouth that it opens, kinda. Yeah. Yeah, and she also has potions on the back. A lot of these things are like, I put my take on them. I like the boots too. Armor tape, yes. I mean, to be fair, you can do this with a good corset. But this won't protect you from anything, of course. And then there's the paladin. So I love paladins. They're cool. Paladin is one of the things you get after Swordman. I mean, you get Swordman, then Crusader, and then Paladin. So they have Pekos. This is a Peko. The Chocobo you see here, it's a Peko. It's the take on the Chocobo of Ragnarok, okay? So they can mount that. I show you the final version, I guess, that's fine. Don't worry. I don't have a digitalized version of the pencil, just pencil. You can kind of see it here, barely. It's incomplete. I mean, like, the sheet wasn't big enough. So you can't see the complete face of the Peko. I had to do that digitally later. Yeah, it's a frame, yeah. She also has equipment from the game. So she has baffle horns on the ears. Actually, we can go to the next one here. This is like when I was painting the thing. This is the final state, but here you can see some references from the game. So these are some sprites from the game. That's the kind of Peko that paladins go on. It's called a Grand Peko. So this right here, this is a combat knife. That's a sprite from the game. And the other is the lance, also from the game. And then the rest is mine. So she has the battle lance or sacrifice. She has the combat knife there, ready to switch in a PvP environment. And she has a Valkyrie shield that you can kind of see there. And yeah, all armored. If you pay attention actually to the actual sprite, you can see that she doesn't have armor here. But I put a little bit of padded armor because it kind of makes more sense for me for a paladin. Shit. So I just did that. I don't care. I kept the the skirt though. I guess. So it's still fantasy, of course. Yeah. Yeah, and the Peko it also has some armor. Alright, so that's it for my like full original art, okay? Like that's full original made by me based on Ragnarok characters. Now we're gonna take a look at some stuff that was done by other people and that I copied. Like I copied the drawing as an exercise at some point because these designs were really cool. So this is High Wizard, which is like you get Mage, Wizard, High Wizard, and this is the draw. So you can see this is like way more professional than mine, of course, and there is. And I did actually, so this is from a hentai artist. I won't say the artist to keep it safe. just let's just leave that there. And the thing is, at some point they release like sketches of Ragnarok models, like fully not hentai, and they were pretty small, and a lot of them were incomplete. So what I did is I kind of complete some of them and just copy them and put it like way bigger. Because I think if you see the digital version of this that the artist did, it's probably like this size, I would say. On like pixels, I guess. So yeah, you can say this is a professional artist, and I copy that. So then there's this Assassin Cross, which is evolution of Assassin. You get after teeth. So these are like professional assassins. And here's the take on the artist, and that I did on my own too. Again, copying the work of the artist. So there it is. And yeah, this one's pretty cool. I think I'm almost sure I added the daggers. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's mine. Because I did add a lot of stuff on these works. Like small things. I'm almost sure the daggers are mine. Maybe the hair too? I'm not sure. Like, not the whole hair, but like the ponytail. But yeah, I really like the design on Assassin's Cross. It's like very, you can tell it's very inspired on stuff like Mortal Kombat, for example. Like it's the classical Kitana, Jade, Mileena stuff, you know? That kind of ninja design, I'll say. And I did a little bit of an attempt on coloring this, but I never finished it. But you can see it. This is the unfinished work. So this is sprites from the game. Several sprites from the game. And I just put them in an attempt to emulate some colors. Yeah, it does look pretty good regardless. It doesn't have a lot of, like, I haven't done the lines on this. I just clean it up and I paint a little bit over it. But yeah, one day I might finish this. I have some unfinished works. And like hell, I would love to like finish this and maybe send it to the artist so they can see it colored. Hopefully they appreciate, although they are capable of doing like insane better work than this, but that's fine. It's like fan art of fan art, meta fan art. So then there's this sniper. Sniper is, you get archer, then hunter, and then sniper. And this is the draw version. I love this one. It's really, really cool. That bow is from the game too. Maybe I did it. Maybe I did. I don't remember if I did it. Like if I put that specific bow. But yeah, this is awesome. Like it's on another. This artist is on another level. Like seriously. Like you can tell by the perspective and like the, yeah, this is just really good. The Accelero. Even has the quiver and all the little details. It's just great. That's why I chose like these pieces to copy, because at some point I needed something to copy for practice. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. And then we're approaching the last one actually. So this is the Lord Knight. We talked before about the Swordman, or Sword Lady that I like to call, which is the usual first character that most people make in the game. Because it's like the most straightforward, you know, you have sword and you slash. It's very RPG basic, right? So then there's the Knight or Crusader. So Crusader then goes into Paladin. We covered Paladin before. And then Knight goes into Lord Knight, or in this case, I guess Lady Knight, I'd like to call it. Yeah, this is my favorite one. It's like so fucking cool. There is. It's the one I made. And the one you're seeing, it's the digitalized version of that, of course. And oh, what is this? Oh, just a random page that wasn't on the notebook. And then, yeah, no, this is fucking amazing. The sword, I think I modified a little bit. Like I grabbed some of the version of the artist and I modify a little bit. I put a little dagger here. Because usually when you play this game, you have like a lot of weapons to switch on. Like if you're good, you should be switching equipment all the time. There's just so many cool details on the armor. Like in general, the cape, the form of the cape is amazing. And this is actually my take. The head. The helm, this is a Valkyrie helm. An item from the game. And this I made it myself. The original had nothing in the hair, if I remember correctly. I just decided to put a bulky helm because I think it's pretty cool. And I guess she looks kind of like a Valkyrie. Oh yeah, so here's something. Yeah, Ragnarok has a ton of switches. You can play without switches, but if you're good, you should be using switches. Yeah, all the time. You can like bind them, so you just press a button to do switches. So, okay, so this is the draw version, right? So there's the artist version, which is like draw digitally. Then there's my version, which is draw by pencil here. Then I digitalize this in like a scanner, and we got this, right? This image right here. Then this is like my train of work. What I would do is I would put high contrast to have better color, and I will put it on paint and clean it up. And this is how it goes after that. So that's the transformation. Okay, you go from this to this. These are after a lot of clean. So this has like no background. Like here you see it white. That's because paint. I could have done this again and get rid of the white, of course. And it has like clean edges, more or less. So actually, like for me, it took a lot of work because I want clean edges by hand, not by algorithm back in the day. Because again, I'm stupid, but whatever. I kind of like it too. There's something like handcrafty about cleaning this by hand. Yeah, the shading is full contrast. That is algorithm. Like I put this on like Word and play around with contrast and luminosity to get this. But then the background is messed up, so I clean the background. Yeah, I really like this kind of face, and the lack of mouth and everything else is on purpose because it's based on the original design where you only get eyes. That's on purpose. And I say that because a lot of people, when I show this to them, I remember showing this to some friends on my school. Like, hey, do you like this stuff? And a lot of these fuckers were like, yeah, it's good, but where's the mouth? It looks weird. I was like, but it's amazing, what's your problem, dude? Like, I don't know. Kids are weird. So then you get this, and then with this one I also did a little bit of an attempt on coloring that I never finished. So again, sprites from the game. So these are sprites from the game. She also has, this is the Peko for Lord Knights. It's a different kind of Peko with different colors and different armor. And yeah, so I extracted some of the colors and I attempted to paint it, but never finished it really. I barely started actually, because again, doing this on paint is like a lot of work actually. Now I can do it on better softwares, so maybe one day I'll finish it. Like even with plain color, it's already like good enough. Like the Asacross, like this for example. This is like almost clean. When I say clean, I mean these things. Like if you zoom in a lot, you're gonna see there's like a lot of, well, there's not that much, but you see there's like some garbage here and there on the colors. So that's from the drawing part. So the idea is to clean that eventually. But yeah, on this one you can like see the progression a little bit. And this one alone already looks amazing for me. Like I love this one. Yeah. But also like I gotta take some, even while this is more professional, of course. I gotta take some big props for mine. Like I put a lot of effort into these ones. For sure. And like the creator one also has a lot of work. And the whitesmith. I also feel like these ones had a lot of personality because of the actual items of the game. Like this is how your in-game character pretty much looks like, you know? It's not just the design by the developers. Same here. And yeah, that's it. I finished with like exactly the last song. Look at that. Did it. So yeah, those are my Ragnarok stuff. I have a lot more drawings that are like different from other stuff. But in terms of Ragnarok, that's all I've done. And at some point I actually wanted to do every single character and my own take on that, with like weapons of the game and all that, to give them personality. But I kind of dropped it at some point. Didn't have a whole lot of time to draw. Plus, I was doing other stuff with my hands, like playing music, for example, guitar. And that's also a lot of effort on my hands. Anyone that has like got into draw, like amateur-ish or professional-ish or whatever, knows that it can take a lot of effort from your hands. And it can be even bad for your hands if you don't know how to do it very well. Yeah, hope you like it. I'm glad I'm doing this actually, because I got to show my stuff. I like to show my stuff. Especially because I haven't like shared this very much, these things. Like online. Also, all the music is from Ragnarok Online, by the way.